What's up, everyone? Joe back with Grill Joe's Barbecue, and today I have a special guest with me, my good buddy Tim. He not only works full-time, but he also runs a beard balm company. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've seen me promote this, and it's been on Instagram. It's Echo 5 Whiskey Beard Balm. So this is going to be my second series in the barbecue interviews, where I bring a guest on, talk about what they do, and then cook them some barbecue. So what would you say your barbecue level is on making barbecue?
Oh, my knowledge? Yeah. Knowledge base? Oh, man. Definitely novice.
Yeah.
With your help, I've been able to smoke a pork butt before.
Okay.
I can make a mean steak on a cast iron.
Perfect.
I've got kind of a Gordon Ramsay type approach to hot skillet, butter, some thyme.
Yes.
And some crushed garlic. Beyond that, man, I'm pretty novice.
All right. Well, that's perfect. And you do have you've had a Traeger in the past, right? You've done some pellet smoking, so that's what you've
Smoked some ham, smoked some turkey, things like that.
Perfect. Well, what we're doing today, it's called Poor Man's Burn-Ins.
Poor man's burn-ins.
So you get a chuck roast, and we're going to smoke this guy up in the Zgrills just like you would a brisket. And the reason it's called Poor Man's because this is only $19, and to get a whole brisket, you're looking at $60, $70, $80 just to get the burn-ins. You get the whole longer process, takes a lot longer. So this is much quicker, but you get a really good cut of meat that it's going to be just like burn-ins. And when you take a bite, they'll be just tearing apart tender. But it's so much simpler because it's a small, easy cut.
I love that, man. I've got some chuck roast in the freezer from our half cow that we bought, and I don't know what to do with it.
No, perfect. We'll be right here.
Okay.
So we are using some knives that got sent to me by Cutluxe. These are awesome. This is their boning knife, and as you can see, it's very flexible, which is what you want in a boning knife, because when you're trimming off brisket, you're really pushing against that meat and trimming down. So this is looking awesome. I haven't used it on a brisket yet, but I love the flexibility in that knife. But with this chuck roast, we aren't really going to be doing any trimming at all.
So, man, how does this cut differ, like for the kind of a novice level, how does this chuck roast differ from a brisket as far as what it needs and why you cook it the way you do?
So we're going to be cooking it at the same temperature as I would a brisket. We're in there at like 225, 250 range. The reason it's going to go so much faster is just because it's such a smaller cut of meat. It's so much thinner, and there's pretty good fat throughout this cut. So you'll still get some really nice, juicy chunks. And when you make brisket burn-ins, you have to smoke the whole brisket till completion, separate the point and the flat, and then take the point and put that back on the smoker for another 3 hours, and then dice it up. So the whole process for burn-ins is just so much longer. You can get poor man burn-ins in about 4 to 5 hours.
Right on.
So we aren't going to do any trimming on this. If you're short for time, you could cube this up beforehand, before smoking it, cube it up into the sizes of burn-ins that you want, and then throw that on the smoker. But since I had the time today, I'm just going to throw this on whole, and we'll just smoke it as is. So my go-to brisket seasonings are just a salt, pepper base, and some Lowry's. This is the Mad Scientist Barbecue Salt and Pepper. He has some seasonings he's just put out. He has a great channel. And then I just like to hit it with some Lowry seasoning salt on top of it.
That's simple.
Super simple, adds tons of flavor. We're just gonna give it a nice coating. And then I just like this Lowry seasoning salt on top. A lot of Texas people say they only use salt and pepper, but I think a lot of them actually use this in their rubs as well. So make sure we're getting this cooked where we want it, and we can monitor it. I'm using my Inkbird thermometers. These are amazing. This is the 4-probe. As soon as you pull them out, you're going to get instant readings. Pop that right in your meat. I try to get it kind of in the middle. Just like that. And they're numbered. This is the 1 probe, so we got the 1 right there. It's reading 66 degrees, but there's also a super handy app you can use with Inkbird. It's already connected online. Show me my temperature. And then you can go in here. There's tons of different options between, I'm going to do beef brisket because that's what we're shooting for. I'm going to set the custom timing temperature down to 180, which is not done on a brisket, but I want to pull it off when it's still holding together to cube it up. I don't want it shredding apart when I'm trying to cube it.
Okay.
So I hit start cooking, and it's ready to go. It's giving me instant readings. This is connected to the Wi-Fi. You can go to the gym and still see your temperature readings from that anywhere.
That's cool, because I've had some before that I can't get more than 10 feet away from it, or it'll lose connection when I've tried this in the past.
Yeah, the Inkbirds are super handy, and I even used this on my smoker last week with that 1/2-inch thick steel, and it read through it, which I was honestly pretty surprised about. So we're gonna go throw this on the smoker, and then we'll head to the next step. All right, so we got the Zgrills fired up. It's around 250 degrees. We're just gonna pop this guy in here. and he'll get to smoking. All right, so we just threw that one on the smoker, but so we don't have to hang around all, for the next 8 hours, which I'd love to do with Tim anyways, but I'm sure he has other stuff he has to do today. I started this one earlier today. So this is where it'd be at. Once you get it up to 170 degrees, you'd pull it off and you'd cube it, and then you'd put it into a container. And I put some, thank you. I put some apple juice and beef stock in here, and then it kind of steamed up itself. So these are all sitting around 190, they're 200 to 205, if there's some 205. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add some butter, and we're gonna add some barbecue sauce and get these more burn-in style.
Right on. Man, I wish they had smell-o-vision on the online. Man, it smells good.
It's quite intense when you're working with barbecue and the smells. We gotta put the dogs outside or else they're gonna be looking to get some of this. So we're just putting some big old chunks of butter in here. Now we're taking some barbecue sauce. We are using some Blue Ribbon competition style from PS Seasonings. And we putting this all over these.
Okay, so you're pretty generous with it.
Oh yeah, you wanna coat these and get them because you want that barbecue bite on each of them.
Okay. I think I err on the side of not enough seasoning with my family.
Yeah, a lot of times people like to go less seasoning, so you always add more, but you can't ever take it away. Burn-ins get a little messy, so you want to always have some gloves on hand. And I'm just going to get these coated up. Some of them are already trying to break apart, so I'm going to try not to squeeze them because I don't want them to break apart yet. So I want to get all that barbecue sauce on there, get that butter mixed in there. It's going to start melting, and it'll just be a glorious barbecue-y, gooey mess.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put those kind of close together so that butter can melt into them. I'm gonna throw those back on the smoker to let that barbecue sauce start tacking up. So we'll throw these on for about an hour.
Okay.
All right, so while that barbecue's cooking, Tim actually brought over some stuff to show me how to make an old fashioned, because I usually just drink my whiskey, and a lot of you will hate this. I just mix it with some Diet Pop, but this is gonna be way better.
Here's my thing on whiskey, man. I feel I've got a buddy who he drinks it with Sprite. He's like, if I'm drinking Pappy, if you whiskey heads out there, you know what Pappy is. He's like, I don't care if you hate me or not, I'm gonna drink it with a little bit of Sprite because that's how I like it.
Yeah,
that's how I like the
and that's how if you like it some way, you can't let people get you down for liking it that way.
No shame.
Exactly.
I've got some Bland's, and I served my buddy an old fashioned. He's like, you make old fashioned with Bland's. I'm like,
sometimes
I always like it straight, man. So this is the Weller Special Reserve. It's really smooth. It's a weeded bourbon.
Okay.
It's a really good one for drinking straight. If you want, also for old fashions. But we think it's noon. It's 9 a.m. somewhere, right?
That's right.
So hit an ounce and a half for starters. And then throw in, for an ounce and a half, we'll throw in like 3 dashes of bitters. A dash is not a drop, it's a full.
Okay.
One for good measure.
There we go.
And then I don't like mine super sweet. So what is this one?
That's a teaspoon. You want something bigger?
So 1/8 teaspoon.
Oh, it's a 1/8.
Yeah.
1/4. 1/2.
I can count to 8. Thanks, man.
1/8 teaspoons.
Then we'll do just 1 teaspoon of syrup, simple syrup. Some people get fancy and they infuse their own syrup with different oils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that works. And I'm gonna mix this 40 times. I saw this. Got it time 40 times. And I saw a bartender the other day, and she does it for a certain amount of time. And she makes it like 40 times. So I'm doing this. Would you mind grabbing the big ice cube?
Yeah.
Out of your freezer? And just because I'm obstinate, I went opposite turn for 41.
You guys are doing sure it's right.
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
Perfect.
And then some people get to be purists on the ice cubes. They don't like it cloudy in the middle. Man, I just, I have a full-time job and a family.
Exactly. We don't get...
I'll drink whiskey a couple times a month. And so I'll just have cloudy ice cubes, and I'm okay with that.
I'm completely fine with cloudy ice cubes.
And then we got it mixed up. We've got our bitters, got our syrup in there. Got it mixed up with the ice. So now we will take it through the strainer. Make sure we can see it here. Throw it in our glass.
All right.
And then I like a cherry. Can get these at a pretty good price at Costco. I like these.
It's a fancy looking cherry jar.
It is fancy. And then, you know, we got a buddy Adam who really likes his old fashioned super sweet, so he'll throw a spoonful of cherry juice in there. But man, I just can't do those calories, bro.
That's right. You got to count the calories.
Getting older, Joe. I gotta watch that waistline. So then you take your orange peel that you made for me. We'll express it. Kind of rub it together. Line that glass with it.
Okay. So you get a little...
Throw it in there. Old fashioned. I like to shove that cherry in the side of the ice cube and save it for later. Be the last thing I do when I finish the drink.
Yep. Let's give her a taste test here. That's good.
Smooth.
It is really smooth. If it doesn't have like a hit of like, oh man, that was a whiskey shot. I'm sure that's a lot of part that's Weller's, as smooth that Weller's is. Yeah. Then mixing it with those other things. I think it was the 41st turn
had to be
that just put it over the limit. That's fantastic.
And some of the whiskeys burn pretty hot. If it's barrel proof, it's whatever it comes out of the barrel, that's the proof. Weller's and a lot of other places, it's all 90 proof or 100 proof, so they'll even it out to make it the proof they want it to be.
Yeah. But so let's get yours made up.
So I'm actually gonna try something I saw in a video. I forgot to do it for yours, but it's a new bottle of Weller. Typically with whiskey, you want it to get some air to it.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna try to aerate it and see if I can tell a difference. Yeah, I'll drink some of yours, drink some of mine.
There you go.
But I don't know. You know videos. So
you got the little coffee spinner.
Got a little whisker.
Like those fancy people.
Bring some air into it. It's my wife. She's fancy.
You swish it around and get a smell and spit it back in the...
Taste the notes, all that. Like the wine. And so, you know, a purist would use new ice. I'll just throw this into the same ice that I use for yours.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
So, yeah. Just get
making the same drink.
Throw my bitters in. Those bitters, you know, they're really strong and bitter, but they really diffuse the taste of that whiskey out.
Okay.
Bourbon really well.
Have you ever tried smoking on Old Fashioned?
You know, I don't really love that.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why. I don't love the smoky taste as much. My close friend, though, that's all he drinks.
Smokes them up.
Yeah. That's all he asks for.
Yeah, our buddy Scott, he made me a smoky Old Fashioned. Now I'm thinking back to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's pretty good. I thought that one hit you with a little smoky taste.
40.
Boom. Just perfect.
I love it. I don't know why. Let's throw it in. Love that color of that too.
I know, it looks great.
Kind of that golden brown. See if I can get my cherry shoved in there. I'm almost out. I need to get some more of these. Well, Joe, cheers, man.
Thanks for coming over, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Can you taste the aerated difference?
Man, I think I went too heavy on the bitters. I think this jar is hitting them pretty hard. Yeah. I know. Can you taste those too?
Honestly, I don't know exactly what the bitters taste like to pull it out of the whole drink.
It is smooth.
I thought it was pretty smooth itself.
No, I'm a fan.
So while we have these, I'll have to ask you some questions here. What made you want to get into making beard balm?
Man, I had a buddy, actually up in Minneapolis. He's a former Marine as well. And he found, we just kind of commiserated over not really finding a good product for our beards. I was spending like $20 on an ounce or ounce and a half of kind of in retrospect, it was a coconut-based product that didn't really work. It kind of kept the flyaways flying. It didn't really help with that. And so I was kind of tired of buying mediocre products, and he found a homemade beard balm recipe online and sent it to me. So I tried it. I didn't really love it. It was kind of hard to use and didn't really smell very good. And so I kind of took that as my motivation and ended up taking about a year and a half after that. And we had 17 different iterations of it.
Oh, wow.
But based on that foundation, in the 17, I had some friends, and I think you were one of them, my guinea pigs.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying different versions of it.
How many years have we been using it now?
Like easy 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. And yeah, so I have like batch number 5, batch number 6 on the bottom of the tin.
Nice.
Different scents, different combinations, because we have shea butter and cocoa butter and beeswax.
Okay.
Kind of our big 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
But figuring out how much of what to use and figuring out how to cook it, because you have to cook the butters for a certain amount of time to break the fats.
And you do this all on your stovetop, just in your house, just cooking the stuff down?
Yeah, we've got kind of a separate area we use, try to keep it away from other contaminants. But yeah, we cook it in our house, and yeah, we put it in the fridge right away so it'll kind of re-solidify, so it'll stay good. And
so how many cans are you making at a time when you're doing these batches?
batch is 15 cans.
Oh, wow. How long does it take you?
About an hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
sometimes I try to double up and do 2 batches, because once you clean up and set up is the biggest part.
And that always
Try
takes
to
a ton of time.
2 batches at one time. But yeah, man, about 17 versions, trying to find the essential oils that we wanted, because, you know, with a beard, you want it on your face. It's going to be on your face all day. So you want it to be something you can smell all day, and also significant others have to smell it. And your coat.
You don't want it too strong, but you also want to be able to have the holding power to hold in all your crazy hairs and have a good smell to it.
A lot of the gender-specific marketing, right? It's like gunpowder and boot leather. Sounds cool, but I don't want that on my face all day. And my wife doesn't want to smell good.
That's true. I mean, I love the smell of gunpowder, but it is a veteran-owned company. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning. Tim is a U.S. Marine. How long did you serve for?
Man, I was in the reserves for 6 years.
Okay.
And then I was deployed, activated after September 11th and deployed to Iraq for the invasion of 03.
So it is a veteran-owned company. If you're needing beard balm, you got to go. The link's in the description. They have it. You can buy it one-off, or you can get it set up a subscription model on there. They can just keep shipping to you every month. It's great stuff. I've been using it for, like I said, 4 or 5 years now. And it's all I use. So I think I have like 10 empty cans in my bathroom, and I'll just be sitting there, run out of one, like, oh no, I'm out.
Call Tim.
I need it in my house now.
No, man, we're grateful for your partnership in our business, and really appreciate you as a customer.
Thank you. I don't know how he finds the time to do this. Besides working full time, he obviously has a family as well. He does a lot of extracurricular stuff. This man led me on my first mountain hike. We hit a 14er, right?
Yeah.
A 14er in Colorado, first hike up a mountain. He might have had to carry me the last half, but we made it.
I will tell you, I ran into something, because we have the butters and the shea butter, cocoa butter, beeswax. Then we have to have a carrier oil for the essential oils.
Okay.
And the carrier oil we've always used is apricot oil, and then we use patchouli, lavender, and sandalwood, our 3 essential oils. But the carrier oil, I found there's a group of Marines called Amtrackers. And so these are amphibious tractors. These guys, they're a very superstitious bunch because their machinery historically breaks a lot. And there's this superstition within their subculture that they can't have anything to do with apricots, because supposedly some landing, some invasion of some country back in the day during World War II, I think in the South Pacific, any Amtrak that had apricots on it sank.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, hey man, my buddy, who's the Amtrakker's like, I can't use your beard balm because it has apricot oil in it. So out of respect for our Amtrak community in the Marine Corps, we now use jojoba oil.
Nice. So another reason, if you have military family that has beards, send them the link. They'll cover all your superstitions, and make sure you got a product that you can take into combat.
Do what we can to accommodate.
The other day, I couldn't find any lip balm, and my daughter's lips were really chapped, and she didn't want to use. I only had Carmax, and that stuff burns, but I think it works great because it'll burn for a day, then it's done. But she will not use it. I'm like, you know what? We have one other option. I got some beard balm, and has all these oils stuff. It should be fine for your lips. And I gave it to her. She put it on. She's like, yeah, this doesn't burn at all. She's like, but I just smell your beard all day now.
That's awesome.
So it has multiple uses.
It does. We actually sell body balm as well.
Oh, really?
It's unscented beard balm.
Okay.
If you have a beard and you just don't like scent, all you would smell is the natural butters.
Yeah.
But it's what we market because my wife puts it on her elbows, her heels, even puts it on her eyebrows, kind of tames whatever flyaways you might have. And I throw it on my tattoos as well.
Nice.
So crisp them up a little bit, kind of cleans up the line.
Yeah.
Makes it
Very cool.
right.
I didn't even know you guys had that. So with your beer bomb, have you guys gone to like any like farmers markets and stuff, or like set up booths and gone out and done that in the public?
Yeah, good question. We have, man. Part of it is we both have jobs.
Yep, full
We
time.
have a product that we love and I use, and people around me love it. And we sell, some tins per month, 10 to 20, and depending on the month online. Driving that business through farmers markets and things like that. With that sweat equity takes time.
Yes, it does.
We do a Friday art walk in Jinx here outside Tulsa. And we talked about Oktoberfest and farmers markets and things like that. Beer bomb's tricky too, man. I can sell things. I'm not a salesman. So when people are walking by like an art walk or a farmer's market, hey, you have a beard. Why don't you come? I don't know.
I have a beard. You have a beard.
Hey, let's talk
Come
beard.
talk. Do you like whiskey?
Which is funny because we've had some questions about the Echo 5 whiskey title. And it's probably even more confusing because we're making whiskey today.
Yep.
But whiskey has nothing to do with the beard balm.
Yeah.
That was my kind of generic call sign when I was in Iraq. I was a corporal. I was the 4th rank. So my call sign was Echo 4 whiskey. Echo is for enlisted. 4 is for the 4th rank. And then my last name's Wiley. So the phonetic or the military alphabet is whiskey.
Okay.
And so then I got out of the Marine Corps as a sergeant. So Echo 5 whiskey kind of seemed like a
Perfect fit.
natural fit. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it's easy to remember when I'm trying to remember my beer bomb.
Whiskey is not involved in the making though of beer bomb. No whiskey in the
Only when you're drinking it while cooking.
after a nice batch is made.
And you sit down like that with the kick back and have some whiskey.
Glass of whiskey.
All right, we just pulled these off the smoker. They are looking fantastic. They've been resting about 10, 15 minutes while we're talking, so they're gonna be pretty hot. Why don't you grab one of these big guys and we'll have to give them a try.
Let's do this.
So they're gonna be super tender. See, they just pull apart on you. Just like burn ends. Give them a taste.
Oh man. Tender, man.
Super tender. And you saw how much barbecue sauce I was putting on there. On these bigger chunks, I think it's not too much. It's still quite a bit of meat in there for the amount of barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
And it's tacked up nicely. There's a lot left in the pan that was left over that we just pulled these out just to have them by themselves. But I'd say that's pretty successful cook.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for a roast. I'm used to having to put it into a crock pot to get it tender enough to really enjoy it. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'll be in the crock pot for hours. But that's why I did the apple juice with that beef stock, and then I foiled it because then that kind of steams it to get it a little more tender, cook a little bit faster. And then covering it with that butter and the barbecue sauce just cooks it into it and gives you that burn-ins taste. It's not as fatty and as tender as actual burn-ins, but for a cheaper cut and a way faster cook, that's pretty dang good.
It tastes amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, brother.
I guess some paper towels here.
I'm gonna get some more of that.
So thanks for coming and joining me for this barbecue interviews today.
Absolutely, man.
So click the link in the description. It's right to his website. There you can put in the code Gorilla Joe's to get a discount on that beard balm. Great product. You'll be supporting a veteran, family-owned business. They do it all themselves. So definitely, if you have a beard or you know someone that has a beard, get them some balm because it is awesome stuff. So thank you so much for coming, Tim. And I hope you guys enjoy that barbecue.
Appreciate you, man.
Enjoy it. Have another bite, man, and eat it up. I know the more you eat now, the less your family will have. So
yeah.